This is it. This is the final episode of this 5-10 session of Poker Time. That is a $20 straddle on the button. And here we go. I'll go with a pretty good hand.
He's been opening more recently than we're used to seeing him. He often will fold this hand in this position.
Yep. Raised to 55. Also sizes it down a little bit compared to what most people have been doing. Most of the straddles.
All right. Thank you. That was
Let me
good.
see. Bring Stewie Younger in.
Inspirational.
That was the inspiration I needed.
There you go. There you go.
Cheers.
And the drinking is on.
Yep.
They know it's almost over.
About 30 minutes or so left in this whole session.
Can't make jokes while I'm taking a
It's been several hours of play.
And that's a good flop for young Wonka.
Yep. Nothing though for Stewie.
Donata.
So Wonka's just praying Stewart has a hand like ace-10, ace-jack suited, something like that.
He does have two back doors, but that's probably not enough against this range to continue.
Probably not.
What? Thank you, sir. Donata.
They're not.
You're really bad at syntax.
Stewie also isn't deep enough really to hang
Donata
around.
means you're
He
welcome.
could decide to call once in position, but
That's the term for
he had a
your
lot more money. I'm sure he would have called.
no problem.
I understand.
Yeah. The term for no problem in Spanish, like, yeah.
No problem. No problem. Sonata means it's Sonata.
You can't see Wonka's face, but you can tell he's
Do
smiling.
you have an anxiety disorder? Because
You
that
like
sounds
win money.
Analysis, like paralysis
Yeah.
by analysis, man.
He'd do.
Yep.
It's just one of the things that makes him.
Can I say
Wonka.
something without jinxing it?
Yeah, it's
Enjoying
unlike
money.
most people.
Yeah,
He likes to win money.
it stands out.
For somebody. 100%.
Whatever you like.
For somebody.
Yeah.
The software seems
Good
to have
things
been
definitely will
working
happen.
really good the last
That's what
hour.
happens when humans do things.
No,
really,
Bad things will also happen.
We did
I'm 100%.
work.
Maybe I can't take this right
And we've got the blind raise from Danny out of the small blind yet again on the
Yep.
button straddle. We've seen this before.
General.
So this is not a restraddle. This is just
Reading
a
the
blind raise to
dialogue
40.
between you, It sounded like we weren't live.
We're always live. They don't cut anything out.
And everyone's just getting out of the way.
I mean, 60 dark got the job done.
Is that dark?
But Gremio will not be.
It wasn't dark. You look.
False.
You didn't look?
No.
300.
What?
Raise to 300.
Give me the
Did you make it
dice.
300?
He did. Well, Danny said he was going to call.
He raised to 60, not 40, by the way.
Oh, interesting.
Over an 8, I look. Under an 8, I just call dark.
Hey!
Wait, no, he
I
didn't.
didn't set a good line.
What the hell? All
Yeah, you got
the middle.
If it's you
okay.
jam it blind. No,
You get all
you
options.
jam it
No,
blind.
no, we gotta go again. We
Yeah,
gotta go again.
Yeah. Reroll.
8 or better.
Gonna hit the rail
Then
down
I
there.
look 8 or under. Then I
It's all dark. Okay.
See, Danny just did it again. If he gets an exact, we know what to do.
look and he has to call.
yeah.
Okay, go.
If it's an 8,
Yeah, it
We're
won't be an
better.
8. Just
Yeah.
roll it in.
it's an 8.
That's an under, so that's...
So
Cabo!
is that blind or is that look?
Cabo!
Look.
Oh, under's blind. I
Yeah.
thought under was look. I got it wrong.
No.
Okay. All right.
So it looks like Danny is coming along.
Why is nobody excited about Cabo?
And now Caremio's rolling the dice for some reason.
Wait, is he checking dark?
Oh, no,
Only
it's-
Brittany
No,
and I
no,
know
I haven't
Cabo
done
and
anything
Dan.
yet. I'm gonna watch his reaction to the flop and see what happens.
I see bet flop no matter what if it's 7 or under. Okay.
Okay, check.
300.
Well, I really hope that I have a good hand and I can just cram it in your face.
You're not gonna roll and see if you can look?
Oh yeah, you got.
Damn.
He passes him the dice.
Had me crushed.
I believe that was all from Bill Chen's GTO poker strategy.
Dice are much more fun down here.
Hi, Jinx.
The dice are not fun.
Yeah, you know, it's its own thing there. These are digital dance dice that he used to use to help him make decisions. Stewart's used them. Now Danny and Caremio have used them.
This is actually instructive for some of you home game players or people who play in the same game a lot. Maybe bring some dice someday, see if other people want to start using them. That could grant you some advantages if they're
Yeah.
going to use them in these ways.
They're gonna make some extra bad decisions
Yeah.
because of the dice.
Big blind roll.
Yeah, dice are a good idea for any home game, really. I would say.
20 to go here.
Of course, Danny is straddling the button, And let's see what Wheel's going to put in a raise, it looks like.
60.
Wolf sticks around with the 10-4 suited.
Okay, that's it's a bit uncharacteristic. He doesn't usually get out of line like this.
He sure doesn't. Wolf may be feeling the fact that we are nearing the end.
I guess
It is a surprise.
you're allowed to 3-bet.
You're allowed to fold.
Yeah, I just mean if you're gonna play this hand.
Yeah. Anyway, here we are, 4-handed. Wheel way ahead.
Wolf super live.
Yeah. Well, live or
And look
now.
at him go.
Woo! Top and bottom.
Only Stewie's got anything to really be excited about besides Wolf.
Wheel just checks it wisely. Wolf just going to have to bet on it. This board is way too wet. There's way too many players. Looks like, is that 200 into 240? Big bet.
Trying to protect his hand.
It's probably going to knock Stewie out. With
He
players
does
behind
that.
him.
10 of spades is a very enticing card for his
He
hand.
does have position. He does have a shot at the nuts here.
It's just not. He doesn't have enough of a stack.
He really doesn't. But you know what? Maybe, it looks like he's going to make a different kind of a play here.
Well, I think Wolf can just move in over this.
Yeah, I expect he will. There's the raise.
And then Stewart's gonna have to fold, getting
I
a
think-
really good price.
I think he may have to if once he gets, well, assuming Wolf jams on him.
I
He's
think
so
that's-
short.
Ah, come on. You're not
Wheel
using that.
pretends. Yeah, it feels like Wolf just has to shove here.
It's
right?
the only play.
It's like sometimes you got 9, sometimes you have 10-9, whatever. Sometimes you have 4s, but
Can't live in fear of monsters under the bed.
we're getting it in anyway against Story. He's only got 700 left.
We resigned ourselves to this fate when we flopped 2-pair, when we called with this hand pre-flop.
Exactly. Let's see what Wolf decides to do though.
That's it.
Stewart raised a pretty strong range there.
And there's the all-in. And Stewart lets it go. He's down to $700.
This is my favorite shit hand.
You look yet?
Oh, he says it's his favorite hand.
He said favorite shit hand. He tried
Ah.
to make it clear that he does like some good hands.
Right.
You always love losing to a favorite hand.
Well, hopefully you win a lot of money against a lot of favorite
Yeah.
hands too, though, right?
Yeah.
Like that's Doyle famously stopped playing 10 deuce after a while
Yeah.
because he said he was lost so much money.
It's my favorite shit hand because it was the first poker book I ever read. Dan Harrington.
Ever read?
Yeah, it was the first poker book I ever read. It was.
You ever read?
I know
I thought you
perfect
said, like anybody ever
that
read?
anybody has ever
Like,
read in
what?
all of
How do you
history,
know
yes.
that?
All of humanity.
No, I learned to read.
No, he
and that was
provided
it.
an
God, will you just straddle? I doubled you up with nothing.
He provided an example of why you shouldn't
Come
like.
on.
You had a pair. You had a pair.
Yeah, you don't find
I
that.
No, the
got
best
it.
poker book ever is the one that Harry gave.
Action Dan's still killing it.
I mean, he's probably still making bank every year on those books.
Yeah.
Yeah. Told you to
M.
straddle.
That's right.
Some people still say M.
Not many. Wonka held on for a long time, but I
He
think
did.
even he eventually bailed on M.
Shit hands.
Unless you have the urge to bluff someone.
Both has the
I like
very
it.
pretty pocket 9s here.
Big Blind Annie probably killed M.
You got the urge.
Is what happened.
I mean, M was dead long before. Big
Right,
Blind
right, but
Annie.
like Big Blind Annie was the nail in the coffin.
My favorite poker book is the banker.
There's the 3-bet for Wolf. They are deep enough that Dan has a really straightforward call here, I assume. Of course, I guess he could do other things. He could fold. He could raise.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect
Sailboats.
either of those.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and Dan is just going to fold the 4s.
Oh, bummer.
That is surprising.
Yes, it is.
That is a bad hand to call it.
Is it possible we're wrong about how deep they are? It doesn't look like it.
Well, I mean,
It was what 120 to call, or
Yeah, it was 120, and according to our numbers, they were both well over 2,000.
yeah.
That's an easy call for a set mining.
Jonathan, can we do 15s?
But you
Huh.
can buy it.
said please.
But you can buy it.
Yeah.
He has to just have it. You're
Is
just
everybody
giving
cool with
$1,000 for nothing?
Is everybody cool with
Obviously,
15?
I have it.
Doing a $15 bomb pot instead of 10.
Please make it 500.
Okay, let's go.
There should be another.
$120 in there now.
Let's go.
What do you want?
Problems. There's not.
Get a little more gamble on. Grant, you love that when people get their gamble on.
Yeah, it makes me feel alive.
Yep, even when just watching other people do it.
It saves me from doing it myself.
Yeah,
Oh, you probably stopped and then.
because otherwise,
Oh, shit.
Look
No, I
out.
dropped
Oh,
a
yeah.
chip. There's a red one that went
No,
that way.
you drop.
How many nights
Oh.
have I spent consoling
A girl sent me a
over
photo
the
of this
phone your
recently, and,
weeping wife?
The bank of the what?
So gambled it all away.
Girl sent me
Yeah.
a photo of this recently, and I,
He
like,
did it
fell in love
again.
instantly almost.
I just
Like,
thought I
have you
could
read
throw that
this?
football across the river.
Seriously, like one of my favorite bets.
I mean, I'm pretty good at throwing footballs.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Anyway,
never-
we're
we
doing
got,
it.
we got wide rivers here in the Pacific
She
Northwest. I
knows
should have.
wonderfully. She's like, have you
I
read this?
thought-
It's like she was reading it in the
What are you
bathtub.
gonna do? Anyway, with double board Omaha bomb pod. Here we go.
Of course, they fully clothed.
Here's the first board.
And of course, she's in a
Why,
bathtub.
Soon.
why would somebody have clothes on in the bathroom?
Candle, everything. She's got the fucking wine glass and.
You are the worst.
7 Jack 10 with 2 diamonds.
I want you to tell people that she was reading a book naked.
10 7 4.
Yeah.
that she
So
couldn't
8-9 is a damn fine hand if you can have those two cards in your hand on these two boards.
Yep.
send him.
10 7 is pretty good too.
Show him.
You
I
feel
don't
pretty
think
good
it
about
was
that,
a
I think.
How about having all 4 of those cards? Let's go with
Okay,
that.
so I
Okay.
didn't think it was
Well, there's
erotic
10
enough
7 for
it to,
Digital
like,
Dan and a
warrant
4.
Any kind of like
And a 9 for a gut shot up
any kind
top.
of hesitation,
Pretty
but
good.
Pretty darn good. There's 9 8 for
If
Cremio.
it were like a
He's got it.
full-on
He's
photo
got the
of
hands.
her,
And he's
I
also got
definitely wouldn't be
diamonds.
showing it to
That's a monster.
That is pretty good. Now his diamonds are not great, of
All right, we're
course, which
done.
is
We're done.
slightly
We're done.
problematic. But
75
he flopped the nuts with the redraw. You got to be pretty happy with that.
And the open ender on the bottom, which does not have any flush draws.
Yep.
Gentleman and a scholar.
He just calls. I'm a little surprised. You'd expect Cremio to raise with that hand.
People play straights pretty carefully because they're so worried about getting quartered.
But you also have,
What?
yeah, I
It's
guess
the same problem.
I
If
mean,
like someone else has a straight, they could have you beat a bunch of different ways on the other board.
fine. Wanted to save that 6 for the bottom.
Cremio now makes top pair as he has top and bottom on the bottom, as well as the nuts on top. Wow, this is a good hand.
Yep.
Digital Dan with the 10 sevens. And of course, 10 7 4 on the bottom, but that's no good right now. We do not know what Wolf has. Looks like it's $400 to find out.
Loosening up.
He gets
that's-
400 to 345.
So if Wolf continues, he's got something big.
Yep,
He probably has 8-9 himself,
Well-
and if he's going to call here.
there's the call, and I don't think Digital Dan will continue in this hand. I'd be shocked if he did. He doesn't have even top 2 anywhere.
Wolf can't have 2 sets of 10s or 2 sets of 7s because of Dan's hand.
I have your next one.
Yep.
So I don't. It's got to be 8-9, right?
8 9 feels the most likely. He could have a set of like jacks up top and then something going on the bottom too. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't just
Set of
take the
jacks
shot
with a
because
king,
it's,
so he's got an opener on the bottom and top set up top.
Maybe.
A timing kind of guy. It's time to have another drink.
Digital Dan really thinking about this. I'm surprised.
Yeah, his hand is shrunk up quite a bit here,
Yeah.
but he's
And
gonna
he's
call.
gonna call. Wow. Well, Digital Dan really hoping the board pairs on the top.
All right.
I guess on the bottom as well. Now that I think
Yeah.
about it, probably
Both-
everywhere.
both
Although a 4 would
spots.
be bad for him.
There's a king, so no
And there's a
longer the nuts.
3.
8-9, no longer the nuts. Cremio left with just queens and 4s in the bottom, which is probably not good 3 ways.
Probably not. Digital Dan might. Nope. Digital Dan is way behind in both boards though. And we just don't know what Wolf has. Ace Queen's the only problem for Cremio here.
He could have ace queen of diamonds, or some ace queen with diamonds, and then maybe another,
There's
maybe
the
a 10.
all-in.
He also could have a 10.
Well, the problem, of course, is Ace Queen specifically. If Wolf has it, is often going to be a 2 pair on the bottom as well.
Yep.
And so then Cremio is usually beat in both spots, right? Because Wolf would have Queen 4. Sorry. Cremio would have Queen 4, but like Queen 7, Queen 10, Queen 7, and Queen 10 also beat.
I think this is a pretty tough spot for Cremio, actually.
Well, let's see what's the price. It's 2.3.
Is Dan still thinking? What's he thinking about?
I do not know. It never occurred to me Dan would still be thinking about it. He's looking for a little TV time. I don't know. I'm
Well, his
surprised.
face is not on the screen, so it's too bad for
It
him.
gives Cremio more time to think, though. This is good for him. I don't think this is good enough. I got to tell you, like, Wolf having Ace Queen is completely reasonable. Right? I mean, because he's got 2 other cards which could be interacting with these boards, which
Yeah.
kept him around. I mean, he could have 8 9 and be getting off the chop, but, like, you're never getting more than half the pot, right?
There's
He
also
called 400 on the turn.
there's also queen 9 is a better straight 2 at this point.
Ah, yes, it is. And then a 7
Oh,
or a 10.
Cremio has queen 9. Huh. I didn't even notice because we were so focused on the nuts. But
Oh
so
my
Cremio's
God.
his straight improved.
That's true. That's good. I don't know if it's good enough. There's only 2 queens left, but it's a bomb pot, man. Oh, we see. Here's Wolf. Wolf does have ace queen, and he has queen 7. There
Yeah.
you go. So he's got them both ways.
And he's got the diamonds, which makes sense, which doesn't matter now. But I don't know, what is Dan doing?
I really don't know. I will say this for Caremio, man. I just don't know how he can call and get more than half the pot ever. So I don't know how he can call.
Queen 9 feels a lot better than 8-9, though.
It does. It does. Maybe you talk yourself into he's got 8-9 sometimes, and he's shoving to try and get the whole thing, and I just scoop sometimes. It doesn't seem very likely, though. He called 400 on the turn. It's possible.
This is I don't play double board bomb pot, Omaha bomb pots, ever in my life. So it's hard for me to put myself in the shoes here. This feels like a tough spot.
I think it's a fold
Oh yeah, in San Francisco.
because you're so often only getting half when you call and things are even good.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's a fold. It's 2.3 to win effectively 900.
Oh nice.
That's just a problem. And you can see by looking at Wolf's hand how he got here, right? He had the ace queen of diamonds and the 8-7 on the bottom.
Yeah.
And which, by the way, queen 7 on the turn also gave him 2 pair on the bottom. But he had flopped really well on top and got there in the best possible way. Cremio's going to take some time on this one, which is understandable.
If he calls, it will be a rare scoop in these situations. We don't see scoops too often.
Yeah. I think the fact that ace queen being there means that you're often beat with a better 2-pair hand on the bottom. Makes it
Yeah, 6 more
a questionable spot to put any more chips in at best. Oh, I thought he was going to throw it away right there.
6 seconds left.
That would have been great for him.
This is a huge pot already. If Cremio actually calls here, it's gonna be over $6,000.
How bad do you want to call, Wolf? How
What's
bad do
that?
you want to call? You just bank Broadway? What the fuck?
Pretty bad. I definitely wanted to call.
Yeah. I believe you.
You have 16 seconds, not
These spots are tough.
no, you have 10.
How happy is Wolf though? He shoves 2.3 into 1.5, and with the nuts on one board.
Oh, I'm even blocking Broadway. What the fuck?
And
And if he gets
This
called,
long a tank.
he'll be thrilled to not just quarter Cremio, but actually
Yes.
scoop him.
River and bomb pot.
yeah, I mean Wolf himself in theory could be getting quartered, but
Screen time.
if he was, he would have.
It's pretty tough.
He
to
would have
get.
heard from Cremio already.
It's harder for Wolf to get quartered.
Yeah,
Why I
like when they both check, it's pretty rare someone else has ace queen. It's possible, but it's not super
Okay, but I've had
super often.
But Cremio would have to have ace queen along with something else that beats. He'd have to have a 10 also, I guess. And
Yeah.
then he's quartering.
Or
it.
a set. He could have a set on the bottom. But yeah.
Call.
Yeah, no, having the queen 7 is pretty good.
I think we heard call.
Oh, he does call.
Ace queen
He does call. He's going to get the bad news. There's the ace queen,
and
and there's the 7.
queen 7. Oh.
That hurts.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Painful one.
That's a real big one. Yeah. Oof.
That's in.
There it is. $6.1 thousand pot. That's got to be one of the biggest pots we've ever seen on this show.
It's a decent sized
It's
pot.
got to be a top 5.
Probably. Kevin played.
That's true. Ooh, that's got a sting, you know?
Yeah. And with about 8 or 9 minutes left in the session,
Wow.
not going to get it back.
Probably
Unless you
not.
Get real lucky.
And this takes Wolf, who's been doing all right, to just a completely different world in terms of everything. Like, look how much money he just won on this hand. He won plus 3.4 thousand on this hand. It's outrageous. Well, I mean, that king of hearts is just such a beautiful card. Now, maybe if it was a diamond, he would have gotten it anyway. He would have made the nut flush up top. Cremio does make a flush.
Yeah, maybe.
Still has the 2 pair on the other side. Maybe he finds a call.
Sweet.
I don't know.
These are heartbreaking pots, these double board bomb pots.
They are absolutely heartbreaking, and
Thanks.
you can feel it.
I want to call you by your nickname.
Just over 14K in the pot. The turn is the 4 of diamonds.
Hey, what is that? Speaking of turn, coming around the mountain? Is
Oh.
that the Nitrogen Sports Poker train?
I think they did buy a train recently.
If you listen, you can hear its very familiar jingle. And choo-choo. Wait, there's the jingle. Nitro, nitro, nitro. Nitro, nitro, nitro.
Wow, that's the weirdest ad ever all of a sudden. Anyway, Nitrogen Sports Poker Room is You know, they let us do ads like this.
They
perhaps
do.
because they don't listen to them.
Free reign, baby. Nitro, 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 nitro.
And the wreckage is still being
Yeah.
cleaned up
No.
from
Yeah.
the crash we saw
There
before
goes-
the break.
It's my new
All the
nickname for him,
chips.
but I don't know if he's
All the rest of the chips, I should say. Most of the chips were shipped,
receptive to it.
not via the pot, because they were just from one stack to the other
The old bomb pots you play good on.
via
them.
Hyperloop.
Boom, one bomb pot.
That's a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hyperloop.
Hyperloop is a thing.
Hyperloop.
So I don't have to act like it isn't. And Wolf has got to be feeling good. Well, Caremio's
Cremio's
pain
not
is,
feeling good.
pain is probably a little stronger than Wolf's happiness because that's how it works.
Yep. Because life is pain.
Yeah. Mamba reaching into his purse,
Just in case.
get a little more, Aaron Zhang style.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Aaron Zhang.
Yeah, Aaron Zhang would in the Poker After Dark super high stakes cash games. He brought a sort of a nice, cool leather man purse and had like $600,000 in chips in there. He just like in 100K increments, he just reach in when he'd bust and just pull out a few more.
Yeah.
And then there was a one point when Bill Perkins was trying to bet with someone how much money was in Aaron Zhang's purse.
Hey, you know what? He needled Nick
But
when
you're
he
just
lost to his
hopping
Caremio sticking around. I thought that might have been he could have just got up and left.
Yeah, you would have expected that with the amount of time left in the session, but
Yeah.
he's going to try to
Yeah.
see if he can get involved, I think.
See if he can.
Hold.
Got to keep his head on straight for these last little bit, though. You could really,
You can
really
make-
torpedo
You
yourself.
can really make the
here.
argument for just leaving.
Yeah, I think so. When there's this much time left, I think I would generally just take off.
Yeah.
By the way, this is showing Omaha 4 cards, but that's not the case. We are back to Hold'em. In fact, you see it's
Totally.
Oh,
And
right
we
there.
got no action.
Doesn't matter.
No action at all.
Nice. Maybe it's time for me to take a shot. No, it's not. No, it's definitely.
everyone's wearing black. What's that about?
They saw what happened to Cremio.
If you want one, I got it.
Fair enough.
No, dude, that's never happened.
It's a funeral.
Yeah.
It's a wake more than
Yeah.
a funeral. Funeral's a little too formal
Mm.
for these guys. Look at Stuart.
Actually, if
Yeah, look at that
anybody
guy.
wants
Looks
Oh,
like-
cash.
Yeah. He looks like an auto repair guy who like just had to show up quickly to like church and throw on a little something, but didn't have time to change his shirt. Doesn't he? From the 50s. He's from the 50s though with that hair.
All right, so
Well, yeah.
You
but
got me
that's-
right. You see what I'm
But
saying?
the 50s part is separated from everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
He's a
verbal
time traveler.
folly.
To be
He's
clear.
somebody's cousin in the Stepford Wives.
Sure. Somebody's cousin.
If
So
anybody
Creamer's gonna
wants
play.
anything that's,
Everybody's
like
somebody's
alcohol
cousin.
related or,
Except for those
or
who
Not
like
everybody.
non-alcohol related that's still a drink and not something that's
Shut up. So if anybody wants a drink.
So Cremio opens some unknown hand
No problem.
and could be just tilting his little face off. We don't know.
His little face.
It's Lil face, like Lil Bow Wow.
Right. It's just Bow Wow now, though.
Well, yeah. Now.
He's still a below average height person, but he's a grown man.
Also, to me, he'll always be a Lil Bow Wow.
Of course.
Are you gonna say something nice about me?
You, what
He
would
had
you
some
say? Is
great
your,
movies on the Disney Channel.
what would you say is your favorite Lil Bow Wow song?
Woof, woof, here I come.
So did Wonka re-raise? I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just Cremio insta-folded. Wonka totally
oh my god.
figuring out what's going on.
I've
Well,
been hearing that
and
for
also
the
figuring
last,
out that
like,
Cremio wasn't
fucking-
gonna
I
4-bet
swear to
with
God,
his
I've been
air.
hearing that I'm
Or just
sensitive.
call. Like usually when guys are on tilt, they don't fold that
Yeah.
spot, right? But I guess
Why?
no limit they
Because
fold.
I am,
a little
because
more.
I'm sensitive.
I've been hearing that for 2 years.
I've certainly been that spot where like I
I'm
raise
like
because I'm tilting a little bit. This has been years.
empathetic, and she's
And like
like,
someone
"This
raised,
is
I'm like, oh,
bad."
and I just have to like, this is terrible. This my hand's so bad. I throw it away. I'm like, what am I doing?
You
I
old,
just have
you old tilter, you?
I, back in the day, I used to tilt. Sure, not like crazy, but yeah.
Because I'm
I remember tilting like in,
right. I mean,
the early
absorb the
2000s.
needles
You are weak.
as,
The
like,
aughts.
Pure fun, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if
You know,
if
you're not
I
a cash
were
game
not
player.
as
You don't know what it's
sensitive as
like.
I were,
Sure.
then I probably
Tournaments can't be tilting at all.
It's different.
This is the last hand?
No. In moments that I want to tell Wolf that nobody
Cremio gonna keep on keeping on.
I would tell anybody else. 40.
It's a bit loose under the gun.
It sure is, and I think this is absolutely TILT.
Analyze it
Or
for
just
the
trying
next
to
40 minutes.
pull off the old gambler's fallacy.
And then
Is
maybe
that not the word?
Which is,
it's not
Chasing losses effectively.
but that's effectively
For the next
TILT.
40 minutes on
Right.
why I
Sort of,
think
yeah.
it's in.
Chasing losses is.
But
a
tilt
version.
manifests in a lot of different ways.
Sure.
And gambler's fallacy is specifically chasing losses.
Well, I got some bad news for Cremio. He's probably gonna have to throw this one away too in a second. There's the re-raise.
Yep. Now he might just call, and here he comes.
Yeah, this is definitely tilt.
He
now.
thought about 4-betting. I saw it happen.
So you're
Nobody
a
likes to
beta.
see it
I don't think he was going to successfully get Digital Dan off
All right,
Ace King
Theo, we
suited.
need
I'll
more
Nope.
say that.
shots. Clearly.
Now Mamba
He's
for
got
only 120.
It's a
on the
great
button,
price.
Hey,
just has to call, right?
I'm buying.
It's a phenomenal price.
are you
Carino's
sure?
got a lot of money in front of him.
Me and Wolf
Dan's
are-
got enough. It's 120.
Yeah, what you gonna do? 120. Put it
Okay,
in.
he's
Makes
buying.
sense
I
to
mean,
me.
I offered earlier. but-
Oh,
All
put
right.
in the 120.
And Mamba
I'll
indeed
get,
will
Yes, I'll buy
put in the
Naked Pilsner
120.
too. Anybody
I'm,
else?
I'm
Really?
auditioning
No,
for
we're
a
taking shots,
Scorsese
Danny.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Did you think I?
Nope.
You're taking
I don't
a
think you're gonna
shot
get
at
Oh!
Pilsner?
No, Nick's getting the Pilsner.
How about now?
It's not all just New Yorkers and Italians in Scorsese
Nick
movies.
was like,
But
I'll
it
take a
mostly
Pilsner.
Yeah, it's a
What are
lot
you
of them.
taking a shot of?
Top pair. Well, this is interesting
get it.
actually.
Yeah, we got some action here.
What a flop. Top pair and the nut flush draw, at least for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was well said.
2 players with top pair.
1 ounce of each.
Cremio's sitting here thinking like, maybe I just like did pretty well. Can't just fold, right? If you're Cremio,
Of course not.
he will not.
Mamba could
Danny.
raise.
He absolutely could.
You are,
This board does favor the pre-flop raiser and the 3-better and stuff, but he still could raise. I don't even know what Dan's going to do if he gets raised.
It's a difficult spot, honestly, for Mamba because calling feels safer, but you're probably not going to get much value if you get there.
Also, you might get blown off the hand on the turn a
Yeah.
fair amount of the time. One of these two guys is probably going to bet if it's a safe card, and that's not a safe card.
Should have raised.
Each of those 5 times.
Cremio picks up a straight draw.
A minimum of
Yeah.
6 shots.
They're going to check right over to the nut flush, and here we go.
But it's not free.
And I think they're just going to both fold.
It's just 0 or 10.
What can you do?
There's no middle.
I mean, I don't know how Dan can do anything but fold. He's got Cremio behind him.
because, like I said
That's not
earlier,
good.
I
Queen
am
10 comes
functional
in,
drunk,
spades come
and
in.
When I get drunk, I'm 100%
And then is
in
Cremio's
control
hand
of my
strong
own
enough?
emotions, my own
No,
faculties,
but
and,
he might be tilty enough.
Yeah, he just might be. That's a real bet.
I don't know. And, does bluffing count as being functional?
This is the
Because
problem with
if
tilt.
I
You can
bet
really
it's
compound your losses.
Yep.
functional.
I
You
mean,
just
I
don't
guess
wanna
you
throw it
can
away. I
You
understand.
can bluff when you're completely
I've been
fucked
there.
mentally, and you could also bluff when you.
Dan's really thinking about it. Part of let's remember, Mamba's reputation is not one of a tight, careful player. So
No, but the situation is pretty stark.
it is, and Dan I think is gonna put. There you go. He puts 2 and 2 together,
I'm
and
not putting myself on a
Does
pedestal.
get 4.
That, like, goes
I think
for anybody.
Caremio's going to get away from it. I think he's going to... I'm rooting for him to get away from it.
me
Poor
too.
guy.
Me too. This would just be a lot more pain. He calls an offsuit queen comes on the river. Oof, that would be
Yeah.
real
I'm
bad.
joking, I have like
Or
12
king.
jokers.
Yep. And he does let it
All
go.
right, that's going to be
Phew.
the end of this session. We're
Wow.
done.
Wow. What
we'll
a
be back.
long, intense session. Yeah, we'll be back come next week.
I say I'm
New
back.
players,
We just
new
never
game.
stop. We just keep going forever. It's perpetual.
It's incredible.
It's like perpetual stew. Look it
Eternal
up.
flame.